everybody, Hi-Viz Smiley here. Got another simple how-to video today. We're going to change the oil in FZ-07. I'm going to walk you through it. As always, I'll run over torque specs, exactly the tools you need and such. We're going to get right to it. There's not a whole lot to say, but first, allow me to just oogle at this color for a minute. Okay, I'm done. Let's get to it. First step's an easy one. Let's crank it up and get the engine warm so that the oil drains faster, and it's just better to get stuff circulated before you go to draining it and putting the new oil in. So let's get one of them wonderful cold starts out of the way. And while it's warming up, I'm going to do two things. First, I'm going to jot down, as I have when I done the first oil change, the mileage that we're doing it and the date. And secondly, I'm going to swap this over to coolant temp, which of course will tell me how hot the engine is getting. I'm not going to let it get super hot or nothing, but around 160 or so is probably when I'm going to shut her off. Now that we've warmed it up and then shut it off, of course, it's time to loosen the drain plug here, which is a 17 millimeter. This closed in wrench is the best thing for it, and then drain the oil out. And I'm using a real short drain pan, which is actually designed for motorcycles, so it goes right underneath here. A lot of the car ones won't. So get over here, break it loose, which shouldn't be tough at all. Was it? Take this out just with your hand and try not to drop it in the pan. It makes it a little bit easier, like I just did. And let her drain out. And at any time, I choose to wait till that's just about done. You can come over here and take loose the filter, which I don't buy tools for because I don't put them on too tight. I just do them with my hands. Look at me being a cocky bastard. And it biting me. Alright, I just broke this loose. I did put the filter on just a little bit too tight last time. I couldn't get it off of my hand without struggling a little bit. I still got it off of my hand, but it was a little too tight.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
So just let that drain for a second. And then you can pull her off. And I just put her face down in the pan there. Make sure, which is not a problem on this thing, but make sure this little black O-ring here comes off with it and it's not stuck on here. If you put two O-rings on this, you'll have a mess here in just a second. Alright, waiting for that thing to drain. I don't ever get in a hurry letting it do its thing. I just let it drain for a good little while, a good couple minutes. This is where I would be replacing this crush washer here, which is the gasket surface between the drain plug and the engine block. But unfortunately, I didn't buy one, and I really should have. I use a Yamaha filter and oil. So I'm going to take this off, and when I get down there to the back, I'm going to fill this up as much as I can with oil, and then smear. It's already got oil right here on the O-ring, but make sure that you coat this O-ring good. If you don't, when you tighten it up, it may pinch it, and then of course you'll have a humongous oil leak as soon as you crank it up. And the reason I fill it up with oil is it doesn't say anything about it in the manual or anything, but you're cranking the engine up dry, so to speak. It takes a second for the pressurized oil to enter the oil filter, and then it takes a second for the filter to fill up, and then of course let the oil go through the rest of the system. So I try to eliminate that as much as I can. Alright, let's get back to the bike. Alright, that has almost completely stopped dripping, so we can go ahead and throw the drain plug back in it and put a new filter on it. And you know, Smiley, you know what I always say about working on stuff. Don't ever be afraid to use a torque wrench. And guess what? I'm going to use a torque wrench right now. The torque on the drain bolt is 31 foot-pounds. 30.9, close enough. And that's the difference between me and every other person on YouTube, because they would have never admitted to over tightening the oil filter. And they would never be seen using a torque wrench on something as simple as a drain plug. But hey, we're human, we make mistakes. It's a lot easier to use a torque wrench than to fix a big mistake like messing up the freaking engine case or something. I do realize that I usually spill oil when I put it up to the bike, and you know, oil runs out of this oil filter, and I'm okay with that. It's a lot better helping it out to where it doesn't have such a dry start. So you just put it on here. Looky there. Didn't spill any of it out. And the torque spec for this is 12 foot-pounds. I don't have a socket to put on the end of the wrench, so I'm just going to tighten it with my hand, although not as tight as I had it before. Now, we just clean everything off, spray it off with brake clean or wipe it off with a rag, whatever, and then we get to filling it. It's really that easy. All right, now to the easiest part, filling it up. It calls for 2.75 quarts. I'm going to put about 2.5 in it, start it up, and then shut it off and check it. And it also bears mentioning now, to check the oil on the FZ-07 through the sight glass, they require it to be level. So I'm going to put it on the rear stand, which automatically makes it level, instead of sitting here. And you don't have to have a rear stand. You can hold it and just hold it just where you just barely don't have to, you know, do anything. Like you can take your hand off of it. That would be just about level. You know, that's where you can check it then. But I'm going to put it on the rear stand to eliminate that. There's where the sight glass sits after we've just filled it up with an approximate amount and no visible leaks underneath here. So let's start it up and see what the oil level does. See what I mean about the oil filter being dry? Alright, added a little bit to it. Got it in the middle. Crank it up. Do this all again. Look at that, dead on the money. All right, I've done worked up a sweat and an appetite, so it's time to get off here. My landlords have a way of ruining everything. Watch out, I'll put you on the internet. See what I mean? Leave me a like if the video was remotely entertaining or helpful to you. If you feel you want to drop a suggestion for another video, something else you want to see, leave me a comment, or we're always up for discussion here on the Hi-Viz Smiley YouTube channel. So if I don't see you in the comment section, I'll see you on the next video. You guys take care of yourself, ride safe, and have a good one.